this is the first episode of season 3. So this is our 21st
Hi.
episode. Yeah. So it's we're joined by Shey McCoy. So what's going on? How you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. So yeah, no, I the reason we wanted to bring you on today is because recently you decided to run a marathon, right?
No way, did I?
Yeah. I mean, I
Mhm.
heard from from a special someone, but so I really just I want to talk, I guess, all about that, all about your the motivating factors, and I just want to break it down, and we can move on from it too. Just kind of we'll see where the conversation goes, but yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I could definitely I could probably break down every mile, tell you what I was feeling, and maybe some of the lack of preparation that went into it. But
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. So I guess
yeah, you
what's that?
yeah. I mean, feel free to ask me any questions you want. I don't know how you want to run this, but I am comfortable
Yeah.
asking. And anything. So
Okay, so yeah, me and Arania, we prepared a ton of questions.
nice.
Our first one is kind of, you know, I guess what was the purpose? What made you want to run this marathon?
Okay, I'll give you a little backstory.
Okay.
So um, so obviously I made the decision not to run winter track. I was going back and forth for a while, um, right after cross country ended, and at the time I was getting really into going to the gym. So I was kind of like weighing the pros and cons of both gym and like staying with the team because I knew that I couldn't possibly do both at the same time. I've tried before, and it's just way too much. Like I don't have that much time. I wish I did, but so ultimately, I chose the gym for a bunch of different reasons. The main one probably being that I see it as more of maybe a long-term like benefit for me because I'm not going to run college most likely. So I see like that as a good. It's very beneficial to me to continue going to the gym
Yeah.
and maybe not run for the team. So that's what I did. And because of that, I hadn't been running at all since cross country. So say like 3 weeks ago, on the weekend, I got home from the gym. My mom said to me when I walked in the door, she said, like, you should really be running. Like, it's been 4.5 months. You haven't stepped out the door and ran at all. You've just been going to the gym. You don't want to lose that side of you. So I was like, yeah, you're probably right. So I didn't want to like hold it off and say like I'll run tomorrow. So I just like went for a run right then after I got home from the gym because I had nothing to do. So I went. It was gonna be like a 4 mile run or something. But maybe at mile 3, I was like, oh man, I'm keeping like a decent pace, and it feels good to be back at running again. So I'm like, let's see how far I can go, type of thing. Like I just wanted to like test myself sort
Yeah.
of.
Mhm.
Of course, I had Strava on my phone because I usually run and I listen to music on my phone. Um, but I did notice that like my phone battery was dying, and that kind of got me. I was like, it's not gonna be tracked if I like finish this like and go
Yeah.
insane. But anyway, I ended up going 14 miles. It was like the most I ever ran before. Um, and I was like obliterated after. My calves were like the whole reason why I stopped was because my calves just would not work at the end. They
Okay.
were cramping insane amount because I hadn't ran in a while. But it was such a good feeling to be get back running. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Okay.
like I obviously love it so much. So, and I don't fear being sore and like going through that type of pain because I know it's not like going to cause an injury. So I
Yeah.
actually like that because going to the gym, of course, I'm getting sore all the time, and I know it's just for the
You're getting
better.
stronger.
Yeah, so that was like 3 weeks ago. Right after that, I was thinking, how far could I take this? Like I just had the random thought, like I know marathon is like one of those benchmarks, so I'm like, what if I actually made this absurd choice to run a marathon before like a lot of my friends do? Like, what if I just do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beat some of the track kids do it. So, uh, So I was like, all right, let's do it this Saturday. That This was 2 weeks ago. The Saturday ended up pouring rain, or it didn't. It said it would, but
Okay.
I had to run Sunday. So like last minute planning I'm doing. Do you want me to like continue telling you the story? Is this like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
direction you want to
Yeah, yeah, keep
Alright,
going.
Yeah.
so pretty much I was like, how do I even do this? I'm like looking up what are the downsides of running a marathon with no training and all that stuff. But like in my mind, I'm like, there's no way I'm not following through with this at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like telling my parents and my family like I'm doing it. So I'm doing it. So I actually I knew that I had to fuel throughout the marathon. So I figured I would be taking like energy gels, like energy chews, the ones that I've taken like before meets before. So I
Yeah.
went to Second Wind to go get those. And I saw, I think it's Schwab's son, the younger guy with the
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah.
Behind. So I was talking to him for a bit. He's super nice. And he was telling me like tips on like I probably shouldn't get the chews. I should probably get the ones
Gel
that
stuff.
out. I have them here.
Yeah.
So what I ended up getting was like I could have gotten like 8 because that's what I estimated that I would need because like every half hour I was gonna take it, but I ended up getting like 24 of them just like because I bought like a whole pack, like a box. It was cheaper.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I got the chocolate. I got
Oh, it's
the
had that flavor.
banana, the vanilla, and then also the toasted marshmallow. I'd say the vanilla was the best.
The vanilla is the best. Are those?
Yeah.
Are they like actually good, or is it?
So no, they're pretty horrible.
They're not.
Okay.
They're pretty horrible, and they're so sticky that like mid marathon, I'm like squeezing them in, and then it like gets all over my hands. But at that point, I don't really care about that. I'm just running. So
yeah,
it's all sticky and stuff. But I was talking to Mr. Schwab, and he was super nice. And then at some point, I was like, I gotta be real with you. And I told him like what I was going out to do, like I'm running a marathon tomorrow, no training. And he was pretty much like, yeah, go for it. Like, don't doubt yourself and stuff like that.
yeah.
And then he told me I should stop in the day after to tell him how it goes, which happened to be the night of Spike Night for our team.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So
I got to see some of those guys. Anyway, so I had the energy gels. I originally was going to go by myself. So my plan, I was like, I don't really want to carry my phone the entire time. So my sister got me her running fanny pack. I was going to wear that, put it behind me, actually. My phone would go in there. Eight of the energy gels would go in there.
Nice.
Somehow packed in. And then my original route was going to be from here to Rocky Point and then back. But after doing some consideration, I figured that might not be the best decision because I don't even know where I'd be running at that point. And I was gonna like plant Gatorades every 5 miles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Smart.
I definitely didn't think that I would need nearly as much as I did need, like Gatorades and stuff. By the end, I ended up drinking, I think it was 6 waters and 3 Gatorades throughout the entire thing, and I didn't have to pee after. It was the weirdest thing. I just sweat everything.
Sweat it out.
Yeah. Using everything.
I drank so much, and I ended up having like the 8 energy stuff, which was crucial. But that was like the extent to my preparation. Except David offered to bike alongside with me. And then when he figured out that it would probably be like a 4-hour endeavor, he was like, oh, is there going to be another person to bike with me? I might get bored. So my friend Tommy Engel biked along with me too.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, they were carrying the Gatorades and waters and stuff in their backpacks. And yeah, then that was like, I was ready to go at that point.
You just went for it?
Yeah. That was like the extent to the planning. We went, it was the Sunday. We went out at like 9. I wore some short shorts and my hat because my hair was like insanely long at the time before I cut it.
Okay.
So I had to wear the hat.
You're making me want to do this. Oh my god.
That was all the planning that went into it, which was not much. But
wait, what was that? Sorry.
That was like the planning.
Okay, yeah. That Yeah, no, because just for your first, I guess, especially just the fact that it was without training. And originally you said you were going to go to Rocky Point. When you said that, my thought was, you don't know if you can make it back.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So like,
So
That sounds sick though.
yeah, that sounds
Going
awesome.
to
yeah,
like halfway across the county.
Yeah.
exactly. It would have been super cool. I think it was like 116 Rocky Point Road. That was the house that I had to like plug something into Google Maps. So I
Yeah.
plugged that in, and then you could like drag the route in order to create like a route. So I was doing that. I
Mhm.
dragged it around Oldfield because I knew I wanted to add mileage up there. Then I
Yeah.
dragged it like out of 25A because I didn't want to be running on that for too long.
Hmm.
And I wanted to avoid like the Port Jeff station because
Yeah,
not a good idea. So that was it. But
understandable.
David ended up wanting to create like a more scenic route. So pretty much we ended up going around Oldfield. So right there to like Frank Melville, that was 5 miles
That's
up to
hilly.
yeah,
I,
it was
oh my
really run.
God.
So my house to Oldfield Lighthouse, then to Frank Melville. Then we went from Frank Melville um, up 25A past Emma S. Clark, and we took Old Town Road all the way to Melville.
Okay.
Then we took Melville back down Lower Sheep to my house. Then we went back. So I live like right off Quicker Path, like right by the Stony train station, all that. I
Yep.
live on Highland Court. But so then we went from my house. We didn't like stop at my house. We just went near it. Then we went to Frank Melville again, up around Oldfield. They made the spontaneous decision to go down to Flax Pond. So that was one of the hardest moments when I had to come back up that hill
Oh yeah.
at mile 23 or
Oh God.
22 at that point. So yeah, that was insane. And then back to my house. Pretty much that was to finish it out.
So it was just
Wow.
basically all around the entire
Yeah.
town. Like
That is the hilliest part of like you could have run in of like Three Village. That sounds horrible.
so yeah,
Oh
you
my
gotta,
God.
like props to you. You didn't just run a marathon without training. You ran a hilly marathon without training.
A hilly
Right.
marathon without
Right.
training. Oh,
So I gotta ask, this is definitely one of my biggest questions for you. What exactly, well, it's kind of two questions. What was your motivation like during it? And then I guess when did it really start to hurt?
Okay, I can answer both of those. So in terms of motivation, when you told me that you were gonna ask me that, I like had so many things in my head, and I like want to share them with you. So I was in school today. I was like jotting things down. I like just like brain dumping on a piece of paper, like what really was motivating me. So I might like read some of that.
Yeah, no,
Just
totally.
I want to like
yeah.
get everything of what I
Yeah.
was thinking. So I wrote well, obviously my planning was very minimal. But it was like a very sudden decision that I made to like run this
Yeah.
marathon. So it was like I had a desire to prove myself for some reason, or
Okay.
it was like an opportunity to,
Yeah.
to myself and also to other people. Not like anyone specific, but I just knew it would be like a pretty cool accomplishment running a
Yeah.
marathon, and I knew I could do it. I had like confidence in that. So and the fact that I knew that like marathons are something that people usually train for.
Mhm.
I knew that I had like almost a leg up on them in a sense that like it would be maybe more of an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
running without training. So I thought that was really enticing. Like
So
like
just
what if I did this and like actually was able to finish
yeah.
it. So but in the end it was like all very spontaneous. And then also I was thinking that it's not that ironic that I do follow David Goggins because pretty often I get like horribly mad at myself for making excuses.
Okay.
And I hate the feeling that like sometimes, or pretty much with everyone, you have like thoughts that go into your mind that where you doubt yourself. So like
Yeah.
you have thoughts that are always like they're subconscious thoughts. giving you reasons why you shouldn't be like, or going out of your comfort zone, I guess. And your subconscious finds a way to convince yourself that there are legitimate reasons to not do something, such as running a marathon, like you're gonna get injured, or why are you doing this in the first place? Like, what
Yeah.
is in it for you? Or like, you don't have enough sleep, you're gonna be in so much pain after, like whatever you're eating, you might be like super concerned about eating and saying like it's not enough, or maybe like you don't have enough time. That's like the worst one, where like it's so common where I just like make the excuse of I don't have enough time to do that. But it's also the worst one where like everyone could say that.
Yeah.
If there's something that you if there's something that like you maybe subconsciously don't want to do, you could just pull out that excuse like you don't have enough time. And I
You could
hate
say
when I
that.
do that. I inevitably do that sometimes. Like I make that excuse, but I hate doing it. And those, yeah, I was just writing about like excuses all the time, and pretty much like your mind just convincing yourself not to do something is just like the one obstacle that's preventing you from doing something great. So that's like the motivation, like the deep motivation that was getting me through it. Like pretty much just my mindset.
Okay. Yeah.
But like during the race, that's completely different. Like that is
Yeah. I know
uh,
what you mean. I know what you mean.
if you want me to get into that, I could talk about like what I was feeling during the race.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I want to, but I want to comment on something you said. So basically, you said, there's that voice that tells you, it basically will come up with any reason, not to do something. So, but then you kind of went against that, and your mindset is sort of the challenge itself is what you find so appealing, right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, almost like not wanting to,
Given.
submit to that normal, like, or the I don't know. I didn't want to be normal in a sense. Like I didn't want to come up with some normal reason not to do it.
Yeah.
So I remember like I think it was David Goggins who said this, but and I thought I've been thinking about this a lot recently, but he said something like the way you could truly be great at something is when you get to the point where people start thinking that you're crazy. The amount of effort and time you're putting into it is crazy, absurd. They don't
Yeah.
understand why you could be sacrificing that much for it. And
Mhm.
that's where you must truly be at a point where you're going all in on it and you could become one of the greats.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is not my case. This is like my motivation, I guess.
No,
And
listen, I mean, it's all
it's
great stuff. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, like this
Yeah,
is what
running a
that
marathon is.
apply to me. But I think it was really good advice where if you could think of any of the like the greats, I guess, like anyone who does something that will be known forever, I guess. Um
they're not balanced.
a lot of yeah, some people think they're crazy, or they're like genetically different, or the amount of work that they put in, like you could say you wouldn't want to do that because you wouldn't want to sacrifice like family time, or like
Mhm.
you want to have a normal life. But
Yeah.
really, they probably wanted to do something great, and that
Yeah.
was the only way for them to get there. And the people who aren't willing to do that are not going to reach that level. So there's
Mhm.
very few people who break past that. And
And I wonder if there's, like, well, here for you personally, do you believe that there's a limit to, I guess, uh, in this case, we'll use running, but I guess you could say this for any skill. Okay. Do you believe there's a limit for different people to how great that specific person can get? Or do you believe that, anyone can get as great as, like the sky's the limit as long as they put in that time, they make those sacrifices? Like, what are your thoughts towards that?
it definitely depends on what you're talking about, what they're doing, or trying to accomplish, because a lot of things are bound to have like, you know I guess genetic factors, like
Okay.
in a sense, like
Yeah.
something like that will impact it, or most things it will impact it. But I don't think that weighs in as much as like your mindset, just because I guess like the most important things that um the things that I think are most important for like success, I guess, in anything really, are I guess consistency, um patience, and uh you could say, I'll just say hard work. Like,
Okay, yeah.
but yeah, most people don't understand what those really mean. Um unless you're like you do it all the time and you really like you practice it yourself. But yeah, so I don't think like you could be like I don't think some things are out of your reach if or you can't say that they're out of your reach until you've tried all those three things. You've tried
Yeah.
consistency in your training, and you've tried to put in as much work as possible.
Mhm.
And I guess the patience that doesn't really go with them, except for the fact that like those two, you need patience in order to do them, in
Yeah, and
order to
progress takes time,
stick with it.
you know?
Yeah. So
And I think another thing that you definitely need there is, this is something I've like realized this year, is that no matter who you are, you have to like, you had it during your marathon, like you have to actually believe in yourself. Like if you don't believe in yourself at all, no matter how hard you work, you're whenever you're competing, you're going to be subconsciously fighting against yourself, telling yourself you can't do it.
Yeah.
yeah,
So knowing what it's like to get out of that comfort zone, whether it's running or academics or whatever it is, if you can get that limiter out of your head like that, I think that of all things is one of the hardest parts for a lot of people. And I
yeah,
think that's a great thing that you were able to get past that. Of all things, I think that's the biggest accomplishment in like running that marathon.
yeah, yeah, for sure. That was the toughest part. And I know you both of you guys know this the saying where you compare motivation to discipline, where they're very different.
Mhm.
Motivation is more short term, discipline is long term.
Yeah.
Pretty much going along. Discipline is more along the lines of what I was getting at before.
Mhm.
Motivation, it could be like a short burst of inspiration, or someone might feel motivated and not be disciplined if they really want to get into something but don't really know what it takes to train for something
Yeah.
or put in that much work. So
Mhm.
yeah, like while I was running the marathon, I'd say most of the things getting me through were like in the moment motivation, like in the moment, like either like certain landmarks, like um or certain goals like throughout, like I got to get to here or first, or like some of them were like more long-term stuff. It was like, what am I going to think if I stop this, like after the fact? If I don't complete it, I'm
Mhm.
going to feel horrible. Or uh or like, why would I have this idea and not follow through with it? Or like, imagine how great it would be if I actually do complete this.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not scared about the pain that I'm gonna have after, like the soreness, like that all I enjoy, and it's like an outcome of
It's
what I did. So
it's a weird
yeah,
reward in a way.
so yeah, like all these things are like trying to go through my mind, or I'm trying to put them in my mind and focus on those things, and like
Yeah.
shut out the doubtful thoughts that enter my mind that we all have. And it just like comes down to how you can like shut out certain things and focus on other things, because it's such a mental game, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, no, that is, if
Well,
running
like
is,
in anything, I'm not talking about like for
yeah,
sure the marathon, but um like it's a mental game. And anything, like you were saying, I don't think people are limited on, or you can't limit yourself until you really like can challenge that mental barrier first,
yeah,
and then maybe you could say it's like a physical thing that
okay.
maybe you're not ready for that.
So, what were some tricks? Because like, how did you? Because you said you would use motivation and like I guess different landmarks, but what was there anything specific that I guess during a point of like, oh shit, this hurts, that kept you going?
Um, I definitely knew I needed music throughout the entire thing.
Okay.
Um, and and that actually kind of got screwed up in the like first half of the race because, well, first of all, so it wasn't a very smooth marathon. I'm gonna say that because a lot of things went differently than I expected. Like let's say when I went around Oldfield and I actually went down Trustee's Road at West Meadow. When I got to that point, I realized so I gave my phone to my friend Tommy on his bike, and I was screwing with the Strava. So I didn't have an accurate like record on there. So I was like, oh, it's not gonna be recorded. And also I hadn't charged my Garmin watch before because I hadn't been wearing that because the strap broke. So I didn't have that backup. And also the watch that I had been backing it up with, not my own, but my dad's, that I didn't check to see if it had charge. So that was about to die. So I knew like it wouldn't be tracked
Okay.
to a degree. Like David had one going on his bike the whole time. So that's like what I have, but it doesn't have like correct pacing and what I'm gonna get into is his watch wasn't with us the entire time because his tire popped in like at like the ninth mile. His tire pops and he was stuck at the top of Ridgeway trying to fix it for like an hour straight. He didn't get back to us for like over an hour. And the thing was, so like mile 10, I was pretty far into it at that point. I was trying a bunch of different things to motivate me. Like I made a huge playlist before, like mostly rock stuff, but not just rock because I knew like rock doesn't, it's gonna get old at some point. Like I can't just have stuff like blowing in my ear the whole time. I had some mellow stuff and so I made a playlist and I also had like a motivational speech that I would like put on if I needed it.
Nice.
But I wanted to try without the AirPods for 1 second. So I took him out and I put him in David's backpack. Then his tire popped. I was stuck without music for over an hour. So that sucked. So yeah, the no Strava thing, the no music thing was very annoying.
A ton of factors.
And wondering where David was that entire time. Then I was like hitting that insane Old Town Road hill that like never stops.
Oh wait, the one that's like a mile and a half long.
Yeah, it's so long. It's like a gradual hill, but it's very long. Okay, and then the leg cramps started happening. Which I knew was gonna be a problem. I thought it would be in my calves mostly because that's where I experienced like the 14-mile run. It was like my soleus that was cramping up a lot. I was stretching that a ton before this marathon, but it actually started in my quads. I think it's the vastus medialis, that part of the quad, like right on the inside of the knee. So that was just cramping up so bad. And to the point where I could actually see like it indenting. Like it was like an actual muscle cramp that wouldn't go away. So and then the calves started like 3 miles after that. This was like, let's say mile 18, and the leg cramps like were at its peak and they continued until the end. But the calves started and I could see like indents in them too, like where the muscle was just like
it was pulsing.
You did that for 8 miles? For 8 miles?
So,
oh my god.
Yeah, so there were points where I had to stop to like stretch and massage my muscle. It was like a quick stop. To like ease that
just beat it out like
so I was just digging my thumb in and Tommy and David were like don't like go down, you're not gonna be able to get up, and it was hard to get up after that, but usually it got me like another like mile or two further. Then the cramps like started again, and I think I stopped like maybe a total of 3 times to stretch out my legs.
That's still that's decent, you know what I mean? Like only 3
it's not bad for leg cramping.
Yeah, definitely going up the Flax Pond Hill though. You know how you have to go like way down.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I was kind of like reluctant to go down there, but like we love it there. We've camped there on our own a few times, and I know we've done it as like a track team. So it's very cool down there. So we got to like visit, go down all the way to Flax Pond. That's when we actually saw that it was boarded off. they put up video cameras and they said like, smile, you're on camera, you can't go into that area anymore. So
You can't go back there?
Ah,
I don't think they actually have cameras, but it was boarded off. So
That's
I
so
don't know.
sad.
Yeah, I know. We were
that
like super bummed
sucks.
about we got there at like maybe mile 23 or 23, I think. I
Okay.
was like
Okay.
about it. But yeah, so I was boarded off. We were kind of bummed about that. And then going up was very hard. But yeah, so the leg cramps were like the most persistent like struggle, I guess, throughout. That was like a very physical like obstacle that I had to overcome. Then there's like the the other motivation stuff that I talked about before that was hard. But other than that, maybe like the last 2 miles, I felt like I was gonna pass out because I had no more energy things left. So I don't know. I was just like so done at that point and so like drained of energy.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
thought
Was
I was
your
gonna
vision like going black and stuff?
yeah, sort of. It was just like I didn't really want to talk to like my friends that were biking with
Yeah,
me anymore.
you were
Um
just like,
at a point they did start to take videos like of me every mile, which is cool. Like I that was a lot of fun.
yeah,
That was like their way of keeping track. So I posted one of them on Instagram. That was like a clip of it.
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
um, so that was super cool. But at like mile 18 or whatever, I stopped talking in the videos because I just didn't really have any strength.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it takes it out of you. It takes, running that long, it takes a lot of
Yeah,
energy. So,
yeah.
um,
Super,
God damn.
overall, it was such a cool experience, though.
yeah, no, I want to ask, how do you feel now?
Um, I, for some reason, it just feels like well, in the moment, it was like such a big event. Like I planned my whole day around it, and like I felt super good afterward, and I was like looking forward to like telling people about it. And just like knowing that I did it. Now, like I'm kind of back to normal where it's like I haven't been running. I haven't ran since then except for like one recovery run after that. So I'm like I did say that I wanted to run like at least once a week, maybe on like the weekends. Probably be good for my legs. Uh, but I haven't been. I'll probably pick it up, or I hope I do. But yeah, it's really cool to think that I did it. It seems very very small in my mind. Now I look back at it, it's just like a very small moment. Um, that I decided to do. It was done with very quickly, or well, in the moment it wasn't quick, but like over a weekend it was done. So yeah, that's what I think about it now. I mean, I'm always gonna have that like I guess urge to like do stuff like that. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll run again. Hopefully, maybe we can do it as a track team if this summer. If I've heard
That'd
people
be
want to
sick.
do it,
See,
I've heard
like,
people would like to do it. So I'd definitely be down to do it as like a group.
that was
If
actually,
other people,
yeah, that was one of my questions that I wrote down is, wait, where is it? Was this your last marathon in the foreseeable future? So,
my first and
yeah.
last marathon. I don't think so. One quick thought that went through my mind. I was like, professional marathoners, they train a lot for their marathons. And then non-professional runners don't run multiple a year. So what if I could be that in the middle person where I'm just insane and I just run like one every weekend and break the marathon record for like most in a year. But then I was like, I think Brian told me that there are people who go like travel around the world and run like a marathon every other day.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's what they
there
do.
are
Oh,
some.
I was like, yeah, whatever. Uh, but I thought that was really cool. I don't think it's my last. I think it would be a bonding moment if I was able to do it with other people, and they were
Listen,
like able
I think
to
that'd be sick.
sign me up, man.
like
I would love to do that.
I'm down too.
Yeah, yeah.
This
yeah.
is making me want to do a marathon right now.
So
So,
after the fact, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
no, you're good.
but when I went to go tell Mr. Schwab about it, he of course was like, um, I knew you would do it, stuff like that. He was asking about the muscle soreness and stuff. I said I'm like super tight. Like I had to stretch a bunch after. I was super hungry. We went to Crazy Beans, got a big lunch.
No.
And that's all there. But on my way in, Ari was pulling out. And then he gave me a call, and he said that he got a gift for me. And then later I found out that he bought me a 26.2 sticker to put on my car. So
That's so
I have that
That's
right
sick.
now.
that's so
Yeah.
great.
That was super cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, so I find all of that to be incredible. Like, I gotta be completely honest. You basically spontaneously decided to run this marathon, which from what I got took motivation to start, discipline to finish, and then now you're even talking about like, hey, I want to do this again. You know what I mean? Like that's incredible. And yeah, no, just sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, 100% sure. I'm 100% sure that you guys would be willing to do it. I know that for a fact. So yeah, it'd be super cool if we could, go as a group. Whoever wants to do it. I know Brian said that that's definitely in his mind.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned, but we met up with Brian, who was doing a long run, and James
Yeah.
talked with him around like mile 7 or something. We were on Trustees Road, so they stayed with us for like 5 miles or something.
Nice,
It was
nice.
cool.
Yeah. What was your time? Do you know?
So like I said, it wasn't tracked. Like I didn't have my phone, but I did have David's time going. I don't know if it was 100% accurate, and also, it's kind of what I expected. It was over 4 hours. Because
Yeah.
when I like tallied all the times that I like stopped, and obviously with the leg cramps, I was going snail space. I didn't expect to like. I wasn't really caring about the time at that point.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Before I
Shouldn't.
like figured I would finish in less than 4, because like even though I wasn't in shape, I had no problem keeping like a 7 something pace going.
Yeah.
God damn.
Or but I planned like 8 flat. Like I thought that would be manageable.
Yeah.
Or I gave myself leeway, and I was like, if I run 8:30 or even 9, I would still be under 4 hours.
Mhm.
Like not
Okay.
pace the entire time.
Yeah.
And that was like my leeway, because I knew that it would hit me like later on in the marathon. But it ended up being like 4:17, I think, when I
Okay.
looked at his.
Gotcha.
That's not bad.
It's like, yeah, like I don't know. The time doesn't really concern me. It's just
Yeah,
it's cool because it's like
it was
26.2 miles. So that's really all I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Having,
That's all I'd be concerned about too.
going the
yeah.
distance.
And also, I need to make sure I had people with me so that they could I could have witnesses.
Okay. So we currently have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I do want to ask, would you do anything different if you could?
Anything different? No, I think it was spectacular.
That's honestly,
yeah.
that's the best answer you could have given. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love the experience the way it went.
Good.
I don't know. For the future, I could plan accordingly. But
Okay. Yeah.
no, it was perfect the way it went.
The
Yeah.
near future.
Yeah.
We get home in May.
Yeah, yeah. Shey, you don't understand. Like you've made a commitment to us now.
You have a month.
Awesome.
Aurelio, we got like 40 seconds left. Do you have anything you want to say?
You're making me want to do a marathon. So I'm doing a half marathon in like a month. So I might change that to a full.
Oh,
It
no way.
really, honestly, it's
That'd be awesome.
motivating.
All right, so
But yeah, I mean,
nice.
Are we done after the 40 minutes? That's the cap.
Yeah, no, it's gonna cut it off
Yeah, it
by
caps
itself.
out.
It's just like the Zoom call is just gonna end automatically. We got
Okay.
15 seconds left, so I'm just gonna say thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks so much for inviting me.
What's that?
I said thanks so much for inviting me. This was super fun.
Yeah, of course.